right, hello Jen. We're going to go ahead and get started with a kind of a Hatha Vinyasa style class today, and I am going to focus a little bit on lower back release. So yeah, get ready. If you do, I don't know if you have any props, but if you have blocks or something that you can use for blocks, they may be helpful, and also a strap. So if you have those, you can push pause and grab them. If not, you might not need them, but I just like to have them by just in case. So as you can see, I'm practicing by the fire today. It's winter, I guess. But all right, so we're going to start in extended child's pose, and we'll be there for about 7 breaths. So make sure you just get comfortable there. So start by having your knees about the width of your mat and your toes touching. And for this, you're really going to think about sinking your hips down with every exhale. So you can walk your arms out in front of you and just start to breathe in and out of your nose, and think about having your breaths, your inhales and exhales be the same length. So continue to breathe, and with every exhale, again, think about releasing your hips, really sinking down, releasing your belly in between your legs. Two more breaths here. So from here, you're going to keep your legs where they are, but you're going to walk your arms over to the right-hand side, stretching that left arm pretty far and feeling the stretch in your left side. Try and breathe into your left side. One more breath here. And slowly walk back to the center and over to the left-hand side. This time stretching through the right side, really feeling the right side of your body stretch, and try and send your breath there. Now walk it back to center. Again, keeping your hips down. We're going to take the right arm and thread it underneath the left and relax your head down. This is a good shoulder stretch on the right shoulder. And breathe. Go ahead and release and bring the right arm back where it was, and now do the left side. So take the left arm, thread it underneath, relaxing the head down again and feeling the shoulder stretch on the left side. And breathe. Now go ahead and release back to center. One last breath here in child's pose. And slowly make your way up to all fours. So you want to have your hands about shoulder width apart, right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips. This is a neutral spine. We're going to do a few rounds of cat-cows. So with every inhale, you're going to want to arch your back, open your shoulders and look up. And then exhale, round your back, lift your belly up and look between your thighs. So go ahead and do a few of these on your own breath. Inhaling and exhaling to cat. One more inhale and exhale few side to side, so you can twist your hips and look behind your shoulders. Perfect. So now come back to a neutral spine so your back is flat, and we're going to do a modified side plank. So to start out, take your left foot and put it out at an angle. Not a very big one, like 15% or something. From here, you're going to take your right foot back and lift your right arm up. So modified side plank, lifting through, engaging the core. And you did mention you want core work, so we're going to start off with a little bit here. So from here, take your arm forward, get your balance, and lift the right leg. And we're going to do this with our breath. We're going to inhale, and then exhale, bring your knee to your elbow. Inhale, back out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, back out. One more time. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, and you can lower the leg and the arm. And we'll do the other side. So coming back to a neutral spine, then putting the right leg out at about a 15-degree angle, taking the left leg long, left arm up. Engage in the core. And don't forget to breathe. Now take the left arm long, lift the left leg, take an inhale here, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, exhale in. Inhale, extend, exhale, last time. Inhale, stretch it back out, and come back to tabletop position. You can shake it out a little bit here. From here, we're going to move into our first down dog of the day. So plant your hands, again, about shoulder width apart, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips. So for down dog, you can keep a nice bend in your knee, especially if you're like me and you have tight hamstrings. But here, we're going to kind of warm up and play around a little bit. So you can straighten each leg one at a time, feel a nice stretch in your calf. You want to make sure you're not holding your neck, any tension, so you can shake your head yes and no, make sure your neck is relaxed. You can also move your hips a little side to side. And then eventually come to find stillness in down dog for a couple of breaths. So we can take a few breaths together here. Go ahead, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now slowly begin to walk your feet towards your hand. You can keep a big bend in your knees here and bring your feet about hip width apart. And now grab either elbow, and we're going to come into what's called ragdoll. So really, this is more for the spine than for the hamstring. So you can have a generous bend in your knees here, and just think about relaxing completely and feel the release of tension in your spine. If it feels good, you can rock a little side to side. And just take a few breaths here in ragdoll. One more inhale and exhale. Release your arms, and we're going to roll up very slowly. Think about keeping the good bend in your knees and rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And your shoulders will be the last thing. Once you get to the top, you can do a few shoulder rolls backwards and then forwards. We'll also do a few neck rolls, so you can just roll from side to side. Or if you prefer to do full circles, you can. I know it can be a little crunchy in the back, so I like to just go side to side, front and side. All right, from here, come to the top of your mat. We're going to do a few rounds of sun salutations. But we're going to start by just kind of grounding into a mountain pose. So bring your toes together and your heels slightly apart. think about tucking your pelvis bone in. My tendency especially is to have my butt stick out, but tuck your pelvis, open your chest by rolling your shoulders back. So engage the core, open shoulders, and have your arms by your side. Active arms, and just breathe here. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. Now we'll start sun salutation. So inhale your hands up all the way. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to lift halfway, look forward. Think about this having a flat back. So this is, every time we do this, it's kind of a spinal reset. So you really want to have a flat back. You can have your arms anywhere you'd like, depending on your flexibility or what's comfortable. You can have them on your knees, on your shins. Anyway, take a few breaths here, I guess. And then exhale again to fold forward. Let's just take a few breaths here. I'm going to see if I can learn how to video edit. If not, let's go into our sun salutation. So let's inhale all the way up again. Hands to heart center, and let's start our sun salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale to plant your hands and move into a plank position. You can have your knees down if you'd like, or keep your knees up. Exhale to lower slowly to the ground. Inhale, untuck your toes, lift your chest, open your shoulders, and exhale to down facing dog. Again, you can either use your knees as you come up or come up through plank. Take one breath here. Inhale, move to the top of your mat. Exhale into the fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do 2 more of those sun salutations with a little bit more flow with the breath this time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands to plank. Exhale, move down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale to bend your knees, look forward, move to the top of your mat. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Hands to heart center on the exhale. One more time. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, move to plank and lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's take 3 breaths here. We can take a few breaths together. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale. Perfect. Now bend your knees, look forward on the inhale, move to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to go through a round of different standing postures, a few different rounds. What I showed you, the vinyasa, kind of where we move from the push-up down in the cobra to downward dog. Every time I mention a vinyasa, and I'll say it's optional, you can either go through that sequence, which I'll be doing, or If you want to just move straight to down dog, that's perfect. Also, if at any time you want to take a break, you can just take a child's pose, like the same that we started at the beginning of class. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get started. So, again, toes together, top of your mat, heels slightly apart, tuck the pelvis, roll the shoulders back to open the chest, active arms by the side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands and lower down slowly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So Jen, since you said you want a little core work, we're going to do a little bit here as well. So what we're going to do before we step forward is we're going to lift our right leg and inhale it up, and exhale, we're going to bring our knee to our nose. And as you do this, think about not just dragging your knee, but really kind of arching through your back and bringing it up as high as you can. So go ahead and get settled into your downward dog. Lift your right leg up on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Last time, exhale, knee to nose. This time, step your foot through to a lunge position. So for this lunge, you want your knee to have about a 90-degree angle. Have your back legs straight. We'll take one breath here. Now go ahead and lower the back knee. You can either keep your toes tucked or not, whatever's comfortable. And we're going to come up to kind of whatever this is called. So with this, we're going to work on stretching through our quad. If you do have blocks, feel free to have them by your sides for this. So first, we're going to start by just really engaging the core here and engaging the left glute. So keep those very strong. And once you do that, in order to feel the stretch, you don't actually have to move forward very much. For me, I actually barely have to move like an inch, and I feel it very much in my quad. So we're going to take a few breaths here. One more inhale and exhale. From here, keeping this lower body where it is, we're going to lift the left arm up over the head, and if you do have a block or you can touch the ground or something else, inhale to lift up through the left arm and exhale to fold over a little bit and lean to the right. Again, you'll feel a nice stretch in your hands or your quad here. One more breath here. Inhale, both arms up, and we're going to exhale to the other side. So place the left arm down on a block or something, and exhale to lean to the left. Keeping the core engaged, one more breath here. Inhale, both arms back up. And we're going to move into a prayer position with our hands. We're going to do a twist here. Twists are great for the back. So you can lean forward and place your left elbow or kind of that part of your arm onto your right thigh, and think about pushing your right arm down into your left to feel the twist. We're taking a few breaths here. You can either stay like this, or if you want a little more of a challenge, you can untuck your toes and lift that back knee. And go ahead and inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths here. If your knee's not down already, go ahead and lower it down. And we're going to come back up. And from here, we're going to move through our vinyasa. So again, optional vinyasa. You can always go straight into downward dog if you prefer. So plant your hands, come back to plank, lower down slowly, inhale cobra, and exhale downward facing dog. You can pedal it out, take a couple of breaths here before we do the other side. So inhale, left leg up. Remember, we're gonna do the core work. So exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Last time, exhale, knee to nose, and step that left foot through to the runner's lunge position. Again, we'll take one breath here. And go ahead and lower that back knee. Come back up. Again, this time think about engaging your right quad and keep your core as tight as you can. Again, I feel the stretch already, but you can move forward slightly to feel a little bit more in your quad stretch here. We'll take a few breaths here. One more breath here. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. So this time we'll start with the right hand. So lift the right arm up, take the left arm to your side, and bend to the side. One more breath here. Inhale, both arms up, and exhale the right arm down, left arm over. And breathe. One more breath here. And come back up. So again, we're going to do the twist on this side. So bring your hands to prayer position. This time, put your right elbow or arm onto your left knee and push your left arm into the right to feel the twist in your back. Again, the option to lift the back leg if you'd like to. Otherwise, just leave it down is fine. We'll take a few breaths here. One more breath. Go ahead and bring the knee back down if it's not there. Unwind, again, optional vinyasa. You can also just meet me back in downward facing dog. So plant your hands, foot back to plank, lower down slowly. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. So we're gonna do something similar with the leg lifts, but this time we're gonna do the first one to the center, and the second one, we're gonna cross the body to our left elbow, and the last one will come to the outside. So you can be in your down dog. Go ahead and lift the right leg on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back. Exhale, left elbow across the body. Inhale, back. Exhale, this time right elbow. Exhale, back. And last time, step through to a runner's lunge. So a couple of breaths here. And go ahead and lower the back knee. Again, this is where I like to use some blocks. We're gonna do a few movements to our half splits, and we'll move it with breath, but I'll show you the new move first. So what we're gonna do is, from this position, we're gonna straighten that front leg. For me, I have very tight hamstrings, so I feel like I'm very far from the ground, so it helps to have some blocks here. So first, let's just take a few breaths here. Think about pulling your right hip back, bringing your left hip forward, really feeling the stretch in your hamstring. And don't forget to breathe. We'll do one more breath here. On the inhale, we're gonna move into a lunge and exhale back to half splits. So we're gonna do that a few times. So inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more time, inhale forward, exhale back. Now inhale forward, we're gonna go ahead and plant our hands, come back up to a low lunge by lifting our back knee. And here, plant your left arm onto the ground. We're gonna do another twist this time, just lifting your right arm up and feeling the twist. I love this one. We'll take a few breaths here. You can either keep your gaze to the ground, or if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you can look up to your right hand. One more breath here. And exhale to lower your hand. Inhale, step back to plank. Optional vinyasa. Exhale, release down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here before we do the other side. One more breath together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale up. Cross over the body, knee to right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to step forward to low lunge. And it's okay if it takes you a few steps to get there. It's taking me a while to get there. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. Go ahead and lower that back knee. And we're going to go ahead again and feel that half split stretch. For me, I'm a little tighter on my left side. So come back. You can use blocks here again. Think about bringing your left hip back and your right hip forward. Feeling that stretch. A couple of breaths here. Now we're going to do the movement with our breath. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, last time, exhale back. Inhale, we're going to move back into a lunge position, so lift that back leg. This time plant the right arm and open up the chest and the left arm to the ceiling. If this is too much, again, you can feel free to drop that back knee. Take 2 more breaths here. Go plant both hands on the floor, optional vinyasa. So step back to plank or meet me in down dog. So from down dog, let's go ahead and come into a little rest. So child's pose, bring your knees out wide, your toes together, and sink back into your hips. And take a few breaths here to just rest. And take inventory in your body. How's it feeling? One more breath here. When you're ready, come and meet me back in downward facing dog. We have a few more standing postures here. All right, so inhale your right leg up. Exhale to step forward into a low lunge. From here, we're going to move into crescent lunge. So inhale to keep your legs strong and lift your arms up, straight up to the ceiling. Think about trying to keep it, close to a 90-degree angle here. One breath here. And on your next inhale, I'm actually going to face this way. And your next inhale, open up to warrior 2 position. So warrior 2, you want to think about your hips actually facing this direction, but make sure your knee isn't bending over and that it's kind of moving towards the outside of your foot. Arms out long, parallel to the ground. Shoulders kind of relaxed. You don't want to be like this, so relax your shoulders and look over your front fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, and then on your next inhale, flip your front palm, lower the back arm down the back leg, and inhale your arm to look up. here. Inhale back to warrior two. From here, we're gonna go ahead and straighten that front leg. So both of your legs will be straight. If you want to, if you're feeling tight, you can actually bring the left foot forward a little bit. We're gonna move into triangle pose. So if you have a block nearby, that's also helpful to have. So from here, both legs straight, arms out. Instead of just moving into a triangle, think about keeping your hips where they are, moving your body forward first, and then lowering down to triangle. So in this position, you can rest your arm anywhere that is comfortable. If you want to use a block, if you want to use your leg, think about grounding down evenly through both of your legs, lifting up tall through the left arm. Again, you can look down if that's more comfortable, or look towards your top hand. One more breath here. From here, we're gonna bend your knee, your front knee a little bit, and move back to warrior two. From here, hope I'm not getting too complicated here. Next, inhale, 5-pointed star. So have your feet slightly pointing out, arms open. Exhale, bring your arms together and come into a squat. So this is a great pose, challenging. Take one more breath here. Inhale back up to 5-pointed star. You can kind of shake it out a little bit if you feel a little tension in your lower back. Exhale, we'll come back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, optional vinyasa. So you can either meet me in down dog or lower down slowly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll do the other side, which will be easier for you to do this way. So inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step through to low lunge. One breath here. Inhale, come to crescent lunge, bring the arms up. One breath here. And your next inhale, come to warrior two position on this side. This side's very tight for me, so I have to really struggle to make sure my knee doesn't fly in. I have to consciously think about opening it up, yet still trying to have my hips face this way. Couple more breaths here. Next, inhale, flip your palm, reverse warrior. One more breath here. And exhale back to warrior two. Same as the other side, go ahead and straighten that front knee. If you'd like to step in a little bit, if it's tight, that's fine. We're gonna move into our triangle. So keeping the hips where they are, lean the body forward, and then come into a triangle position. We'll take a few breaths here. It's tough, but really think about grounding through both of your feet, including the back foot. And engage the core. This is a great position for lower back and for core. One more breath here. Don't forget to breathe. And the next inhale or exhale, either one, bend your knee a little bit and come back to warrior two. From warrior two, come to the 5-pointed star and exhale into the squat. This time a little extra challenge if you'd like to. You can lift your right, what's that called, heel, then your left heel, right heel. Think about not bending over too much, but really lengthening through your spine. Left heel. Inhale back up to 5-pointed star. You can do a little rock star dance if you want to release the lower back. 5-pointed star. Inhale back to warrior two. One breath here. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, optional vinyasa or meet me back in downward facing dog. We're gonna stay here for 5 breaths. So this is a rest right now. So if you'd like to, you can either stay here or come into child's pose, whatever is feeling right for your body right now. Think about deep, even breaths in and out of your nose. One more breath here. If you're not in down dog, come back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees quite a bit, look forward, and we're going to walk our feet slowly to forward fold. So in forward fold, also great for your lower back. It's great to keep your knees bent if you're a little tight in the hamstrings. I know I am. Sometimes I try and straighten them, but it feels quite nice to keep them bent as well. We're going to do another twist here. So think about straightening, or we'll do this side first actually. Straightening, let's see what's right. Yeah. Straightening your right leg, with a bend in your left knee. Keep your left arm on the floor or close to the floor and lift your right arm up for a twist. Only one breath here. Release down and we'll do the other side. So straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, and lift the left arm to the ceiling for one breath. And release back to forward fold. And shake your head out, yes and no, kind of relax your neck a little bit. We're going to roll up very slowly like we did earlier. So one vertebrae at a time. Think about rolling up. Shoulders the last thing to come up. All right, so come to the top of your mat. I'm going to face this way so it's a little easier for you to see me. We're going to do a couple of standing postures for balance. So first of all, we're going to lift the right leg. So ground in, I'm not mirroring you, so you can not look at me if that helps, but ground into your left foot and lift your right knee to basically as high as you can. You can interlace your fingers and try and pull up. But as you do this, try and think about having a straight left leg. Engage that left quad quite a bit to help with your stability here. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And from here, you can take your left arm onto your hip and your right arm or hand used to open up your leg to the side. And it may not come out very far. Mine doesn't go too far. I'm pretty tight here, but just take a couple of breaths here. And slowly bring it back to center. We're going to do an optional twist. You can either just stay here if you'd like and you feel like this is enough, but if you'd like to do one more twist, like you can keep your left arm on your leg, bring your right arm behind you, and follow with your gaze. Pretty challenging posture for me. One more breath here. Come back to center if you're not already there, and release the leg down and shake it out. And we're going to do the other side. So this time, ground the right foot into the ground and bring the left knee to your chest. You can interlace your fingers, bring it up a little higher, keeping your right quad strong, engaged, and breathe. One more breath like this. And we'll open to the other side. So right hand to the hip, left hand to help open to the side. A couple of breaths here. Think about really keeping your legs strong rather than kind of relaxing down. Really keep that quad tight. Come back to the center. If you'd like to do the optional twist, keep your right arm on the foot and open up your left arm behind you for 2 breaths. Back to center and release. Go ahead and shake it out again. I like to do a move my teacher taught me. She calls it the wipe the batter in the bowl. You can think about being inside of the bowl and trying to get every last part of the bowl. And then switch directions. It's a great release. Whew. Okay, so now we're gonna do tree pose. So a few options here. You can either, it's kind of hard to see with the fireplace, sorry. But you could either have your foot on the ground with your heel up. You could have your foot on your calf. Do not put it on your knee. It's really bad for your knee. If you'd like to, you can also bring your foot up to your thigh, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Again, as we do this pose, don't collapse into your hip, but really keep this grounded foot strong. And option to have your hands to your chest. You can keep them on your waist if you'd like, or you can bring them up. And for this pose, or for any balance pose, think about looking at something, not the video because I'm moving for sure, but look at something that's not moving, and it'll help you with your steadiness. We'll take 5 breaths here. Think about pushing your foot into your thigh or your leg if it helps you with your balance, and equally pushing back with the other foot or leg. One more breath here. And you can release. Again, shake it out. We'll do the other side. So again, same options. You can have your foot here, here, not on the knee, or in your thigh. Hands here, here, or here. So I'm looking at the couch because it's not moving. And we'll stay here for 5 good breaths. And if you ever get bored with tree pose, you can try doing it with your eyes closed. It's really hard. This is a great pose for balance. One more breath here. And go ahead and release. You can shake out your legs a little bit. We're going to do one more down dog. It's not necessarily to do anything except kind of just reset our bodies. So slowly you can make your way to down dog. Kind of pedal out your feet, shake your head, yes and no. You can really move your hips if it feels good, stretch those out. One more breath like this. And we're going to move into a seat. I'm not fancy enough to do that jump through where you land, but you can do whatever you can to get to a seated position. So we're going to do boat pose. So for boat pose, you want to start like with your feet out in front of you, flat on the ground. For this pose, it's really important not to round through your back. You want to keep a long spine here. Really think about lengthening through the crown of your head as much as possible. Few options. You can grab behind your thighs if it helps you, or let your hands free. So basically come back and slowly you can just lift one foot at a time and keep your arms either here or out. You can also straighten your legs. I'm not that flexible yet, one day. But just breathe here, really engage your core. 2 more breaths. And rest. We'll do that one more time. Shake it out a little bit. Again, think about lengthening through the spine and come into boat. And breathe. Engage your core. One more breath. And relax. We're going to do one more boat pose with a little bit of a variation. So while we're up, we're going to be hands in kind of a prayer position, and we're going to move them from side to side, just 3 times on each side. So come first into boat, and then bring hand to the right, to the left, right, left. Last time, right, left, and relax. Whew. A little bit of core work for you, Jen. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of stretching for our legs. So bring your left foot in and your right leg long. For me, I'm quite tight, so I'm going to use a strap, but you don't need to, or you can use a towel, anything. So as we do this stretch, think about, first of all, lengthening through your spine. Try and ground through both of your sits bones if possible. And before folding forward, turn your body towards your right foot and lean forward. So as I said, I'm not very flexible here. Instead of just rounding down, I'm thinking about bringing my chest to my toes. So it may not look as nice, but it's getting quite a good stretch. Engaging my right quad, flexing my right foot, and breathing, most importantly. Two more breaths here. Last breath. And release. We'll do the other side, so you can kind of shake it out if you want a little bit. And now right foot in. I'm covered in cat hair, which you'll appreciate. Left foot out. Again, try and sit both strongly through both sits bones. Lengthen up with an inhale. Turn your shoulders towards that left leg before leaning for the stretch. Again, I'm gauging my left quad this time and my left foot. Thinking about bringing my chest to my toes. Two more breaths here. Last breath. And relax. So from here, we're gonna kind of shake it off. It feels good. We're gonna do butterfly pose. So bringing your feet together, you can have them however close or far as comfortable for you. Try and again, think of lengthening as tall as you can through your spine in this pose before doing anything else. If this is enough of a stretch, you can stay right here. If you'd like a little bit deeper, you can grab your ankles and just lean forward, and you can use your elbows to push down on your knees to get a little bit further into the stretch. This feels really nice. And we'll take 3 breaths here. One more breath. And come back up. We're going to do a seated twist, so there's 2 options here. You can either have one leg out long and the other like this, or if you'd like a little bit deeper, you can have them both crossed. So whatever option you prefer. Either way, think about, again, grounding through your sits bones, lengthening through the spine before anything else, and then taking your left arm onto this knee, right arm behind you, lengthen as you inhale, and exhale to twist. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. So with every inhale, think about lengthening to the spine. Every exhale, get a little bit deeper into the twist. One more breath here. And exhale to release. Keeping the legs where they are though, we're going to do one counter twist, one breath here. So counter twist means twist the other way. So you can take the knee from the other side, inhale up, exhale, twist to the left. And release, and we'll do the other side. So again, you can either keep this left leg long like this, or if you'd like to tuck it up for a little bit deeper stretch, that's also an option. So sit both of the sitting bones to the ground, lengthen through the spine, right arm up and over behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Lengthen with every inhale, and exhale, get a little bit deeper into your twist. One more breath. And go ahead and release. shake out your legs a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit of spine strengthening work. So we're gonna move on to our stomachs. So start with your arms about shoulder width apart. We're gonna do what's called a rolling cobra. So you can watch me first. With an inhale, you're gonna lift your chest and then lower slowly down. So we'll do that 3 times. So go ahead, inhale, up, slowly, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Rest your left cheek on the ground, arms by your side. You can shake your booty a little bit side to side if that feels good to release your back. And we'll do one more spine strengthener. So you can bring your arms out to a T and kind of create a little tent with your fingers. Bring your legs about mat width apart and inhale, flex your stomach or engage your core, and exhale, lift up all of your limbs. And we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time put your right cheek on the ground, rest your arms. We'll come into a child's pose for here, just a little bit of a counter pose to release the back. Just a couple of breaths here. From here, slowly make your way onto your back, which means we're coming close to the end, don't worry. We're gonna start with a bridge pose. So bringing your heels close to your butt, like if you can graze your fingertips to your heels, that's a great place for them to be. Arms by your side, we're gonna slowly lift your hips up. An option to either stay here, or if you'd like to get a little bit further, you can interlace your fingers underneath and lift up one shoulder at a time to open your chest a little bit more and get a little deeper into the stretch. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. One more breath here. And if you're on your shoulders, go down and slowly 1 vertebrae at a time. And you can windshield your legs a little bit from side to side. We're going to do it one more time, and you can choose to either do it the same way we did, or if you prefer to have a more of a resting bridge, you can use a block, and I'll show you how to do that. So again, having your heels close to your butt, lift up, engage that glute, and put the block right where your sacrum is. So you don't want it to be on your back, you want it to be right where your kind of your tailbone or sacrum is. You can feel the relaxed. Still a very good hip opener here. And breathe. One more breath here. If you're on a block, gently lift your hips and remove the block before coming slowly onto the ground. You can windshield your legs again. We're going to move into a figure 4 or reclined pigeon position. So keep your left foot where it is and bring your right foot up and over, placing your ankle onto your left knee. So for this position, you really want to keep your right foot flexed to protect your knee. And depending on your flexibility here, if this is already a stretch, you can stay here. If you want a little bit deeper, you can lift your leg and interlace your hands behind your thigh. Oh, for me this is very tight on this side. So whatever feels good here. And we'll just hold here for 2 breaths. And gently release, and we'll switch sides. So place the right foot down, left knee on right knee, left ankle, right knee, keeping that left foot flexed. and then whatever feels good stretch-wise for you here. Just 2 breaths here. Gently release. Hug your knees in, and you can rock a little bit from side to side. And from here, we're going to place your hands onto your knees and make circles. First one direction, big circles, and then the other direction. And we'll move into happy baby. This is just for Mia. She's way better at this than I am. So you can take your hands to the outsides of your feet, or if that's too much, you can also grab your knees. And think about lengthening your spine again, putting your tailbone onto the ground. You can rock side to side a little bit if that feels good. And that's the last pose we'll do before now making our way into Savasana. So the rest pose, most important pose. You have your feet about mat width apart, legs open, and your wide arms as well. And really try and make yourself as comfortable as possible here. You can move around a little bit to do so. But think about relaxing everything. Oftentimes we hold a lot of tension in our brows and our shoulders and our hips. So think about just relaxing everything into the ground. And we'll rest here for a few minutes. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your body, first by paying attention to and lengthening your inhales and exhales. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit. Bring your arms up overhead and stretch through your toes all the way to your fingertips, full body stretch. Keeping your eyes closed if you'd like to. You can bring your knees in and roll onto your right side. You can use your arm as a pillow here. Oftentimes they come into this position at the end of yoga because it's like a position in the womb and then you're coming into a rebirth. So one more breath here, and then as gently as you can, with as little effort as possible, make your way to a seated position. Whatever's most comfortable. And we'll just take a few breaths here together. So inhale through your nose and we'll exhale through our mouth 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. All right, well, thank you, Jen. Namaste. I hope that helps you, and I miss you lots. Can't wait to teach you in person.